Hey, welcome back to the channel where we do all kinds of fun stuff with AI. Face swapping, AI art, AI animation, voice cloning, you know, creative AI. We're back again with now a third SDXL video where we're doing real-time generation of AI art, but this time we are using our webcam to guide the composition of the image. And we're running it on our own computer. To do this, you're going to need to be in ComfyUI, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have that installed already. If you haven't, why, there are countless videos on the internet to show you how simple it is. But once you get that done, I've included a link to the workflow for this particular process, and you will need a webcam, and you will need a processor that is pretty good. Now, because this is not an installation tutorial, I'm going to recommend that you go to the website for this particular custom node that makes this all possible and read it thoroughly, because you do have options. I invite you to scroll this page and read everything carefully. It's not that complicated, but you do need to understand how to use this, what the different parameters are for the webcam, how to get the webcam set up properly, because if you don't follow these instructions, your webcam won't work and you won't get the results. There's a few ways you can make this work, and one way is using the webcam app that they provide. Now, this is where you really need to read the instructions to make sure you get this thing set up properly, but it gives you way more options than their option that does not require the webcam app. This allows you to define things like the width and the frame rate of your video, where the other option doesn't give you those choices. The other option doesn't require that you use the webcam app, and the ComfyUI custom node talks to the webcam directly, and all you need to do to use it is to download this image right here and drag it onto your ComfyUI interface, and the workflow will load. Here's a high-level overview of the workflow itself. Pretty simple. I've got things spread out in an illogical way for the purposes of this demonstration, as always. The model we're using today is the TurboVision XL SuperFast XL, based on the new SDXL Turbo 3 to 5-step quality output at high resolutions. I'm going to go ahead and use the recommendations here for sampler, steps, and CFG scale to get started with this. So once you get the webcam up and running, let's get into it and see what we can do. Now, as always, when we're doing this real-time stuff, we're going to make sure that we've clicked extra options, and then we're clicking auto cue so that the prompt just keeps feeding itself over and over and over and over again to give you that real-time appearance. Keep in mind that the video of me right now is coming through my webcam at a very low frame rate, but that's okay for what we're doing here. Now, an important thing to realize about this particular technology is it's not like a control net, if you know what that is. It's not tracking my eyes and my nose and my mouth and my skeletal structure. It's more looking at values like color and brightness to determine what shows up on the screen. Let me just start this and I'll show you. Right now we have a positive prompt area and a negative prompt area. Nothing in the negative prompt at this time. It just says man right here, and I'm going to click on Q prompt and we start the process. Let's just confirm what we're doing here in terms of the steps. We've got 3 steps and a CFG scale of 1.6. I've got the DPM++ SDE and the Keras scheduler, and a denoise of about 58. We could play with that a good bit. In fact, I'm going to pop that up a little bit. Look at that. Keep in mind, this is not supposed to look like me or anything like that. There's no model. And again, it's not tracking my features. So if I was to open my mouth, it's not going to open its mouth. Okay? I would have to say man with open mouth, and then it would be open, and then again the position of my mouth isn't going to change anything. So how am I affecting this image? Again, look at how bright my face is. When I move over this way, see, the whole thing moves over, but it's not following my face because it's a face. It's following my face because it's bright. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I put something up right here, but in this case, it's going to show the hand here because all I've got here is the prompt with man with open mouth. But let's say I say man, open mouth, and dog. It's going to put that dog there, but when I put my hand up, it's probably going to take the color and the shading of my hand and make the dog's skin lighter. And I'm almost like I'm doing a puppet here. See, I can open the dog's mouth. I can close the dog's mouth. I can put the dog up like this. Can have him howling at the moon, right? It doesn't have to be a person either. It can be a corn on the cob. Okay, so there's corn on the cob. And again, if I move, it's going to follow the brightness of my face. So what happens if I put my arm up? Let's see. Look, more corn. Like this. Right? So all sorts of creative opportunities. So it does its best with what it sees in the screen. And you can really throw anything in here and it's going to have an impact. Let's do something else. Scary man in a dark cave. Low light. Okay. So now what happens if I introduce something white over here? Like this is ironic because it is a fake light switch. But if I put this up here, look, it acts like a light on my face. It doesn't block it because it's not looking at my features. It just says, oh, there's lights there. Now, if I move this over, it might create something else like a lamp or a lantern or anything, but just a source of light. See, very cool, right? Let's use this. What would happen if I use this red stop sign? See, now we get, the webcam is reversed, so everything that's intuitive to me about where to put my head is all messed up. Let's get a little more creative. Giraffe with human head. Actually, I want to do it the other way. How about woman with giraffe head? Okay, there you go. Woman with giraffe head that I can move around like this. Nice. So I don't know how practical this is, but it's fun to play with. Now if I move my arm up in here, what are we going to get? Look at that, a woman. Now it's kind of like puppeteering. How about ugly troll under a bridge? Again, it's looking at my head to kind of place the troll. If I move right in, again, you want to think that it's tracking my face. It's not. It's tracking light. It's great when, oh, look at the claws on the hand. That's cool. So my hands are more affecting the light and how well the scene is lit. If I fill it up with light color, you've still got the troll, regardless of my face, but it's lighter. Whereas if I go like this, and I move back in the back, let it settle there for a sec, I can do my light trick. Where is this going to be? Over here. Now I've created a tunnel over there on that side. Now what if I move it over here on this side? There we go. How about a scarecrow dressed as Superman? How about scary scarecrow? There we go. That's more what I was looking for. And by the way, this is set on a fixed seed and it's never changed. So we could change it. Just pop it up there, see if it makes any big difference. I move over this way. They'll move over that way only because of the light. Move over this way. Move over this way. For example, if I leave the picture completely, it's going to try to do that scarecrow because there's a prompt there. There's no guidance. But if I do this, look at that. The brightness of my hand is doing that. I move it over here. How about a canary? Okay, so there's a little canary. It does like to show people. And so sometimes in the negative prompt, I'll put people, person, man, woman, human, child. So there's a canary in the tree. So maybe I can create some branches. Now, if I say canaries, it's going to try to do several of them, right? So that means this will probably make one, this will make one, right? This one's up here, this one's up here, this one's down here. How about something fun like squid? There's the squid on the ocean floor. So I can move him around the ocean floor. You know what's really exciting about this? Is that probably this time next year, by at least, this will all be real time. We won't have this delay. Steps? Who needs steps? That's what we'll be saying to each other. Let's make it more interesting. A purple, scaly octopus on the ocean floor. And let's make it be jeweled with rubies and sapphires. Look at that. Now, isn't that much more interesting? You add a little bit more detail, we got a much more interesting image. Now I move over this way. So it seems to be adding more of a light source this time. I feel like I want to do something with mushrooms. Gigantic mushroom in the middle of a magical forest, bending in the wind. So now, can I make it bend in the wind? Can I bring more mushrooms up here? No, because I only said one mushroom. How about gigantic mushrooms? Let's make them multicolored. So my head is determining that big cluster there. So if I want to move the big cluster over here, just move my head. And then if I want maybe more mushrooms over here, put my hand up. Yeah, and then they start growing and growing. Maybe just a really big one? No, it's turning into more. There we go. If I make it look like a mushroom. This is craziness. I'm doing this so poorly. So that little ball has brought some light over to that side of the screen. Let's make this nighttime, glowing. There we go. And now we'll get a little light source going, I bet you. How about this? Floating, glowing orbs. Let me get the mushrooms on the other side. When I bring this little thing in, and no orbs, just more mushrooms. I guess my arm is what's screwing it up. If I could just suspend the thing by itself, then it could work. As a 67-year-old detective, New Orleans, French Quarter in the rain at night. Okay, I know you are, but what am I? It looks nothing like Pee-wee, but it's got a bow tie. There we go. That's what you would expect. Rattlesnake in a tree of doom. I don't even know what that means. Ooh. That's cool. Do I have a lighter? Wow. Angry kitten and a ball of string. So I'm going to put the string over here. Maybe up here. Now it's too big of a string. Whoa, how big can I make this string? We got to go to the alien creature, monster. There we go. Ooh, nice. At a child's party. So let's move back. Give it some options. See, there you go. Again, it doesn't have to be like you're trying to track. You just give it some room and maybe some lighting to come up with some ideas. That is great. She just brings a lot of orange and yellow to it. Yep. Godzilla on a rampage in Las Vegas. Let's make it real. Bring it on home. Okay, so there I am all glowy and orange. Determining where Godzilla is. What happens if I bring this in? Oh, an explosion happens. Wow. I just am causing all kinds of havoc just by doing this, right? Boom. 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 And then what happens if he's just back here? Oh, the fire is building up and then boom. Yeah. Okay. Too much fun. If you got the computing power, you can do that, but there is a service online called Crea.ai that will allow you to do something exactly like this if you can get on their waiting list and be patient enough to do it. This is, in fact, what prompted me to do this because I finally got access to it and I was playing with this on their site and I was like, wait, can I do this on my computer? And I said, yes, and clearly I can, and I decided to share it with you today, and I'm glad that I did. Are you?
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I...